Hi everyone, it's Heather here, and today I have a kind of how-to and approach I take to redating a planner. So I found this beautiful skinny mini. It's the wildflower one, and I just loved the color scheme. I love the florals. I loved everything about it, and I knew I wanted to use it for next year since I didn't get a chance to use it for this year. So next year will be 2022. I'm filming this in 2021. So when it comes to redating, it's a really good practice because you're able to use a planner. Perhaps if you missed a couple months, you can reuse those or repurpose those. You can take a planner that, like with my case, I really loved the color scheme, and it's kind of hard to find skinny minis. They don't make as many as they do like a classic size or a skinny classic. So I wanted to take this and use it for a different year than the one it is actually dated for. And undated planners can be more expensive and they can be harder to find, is the other reason you might choose to redate a planner. So regardless of the reason why you're going to be redating your planner, the first thing that I like to do is separate all the months out. And I have a skinny mini, so I'm able to kind of set all 12 months down with their dividers on top. But you may have a larger planner, so you might need more space. So do maybe a bigger surface. You can even spread out on the floor, however you need to do it. I've got plenty of room since this is a skinny mini to work on my table. And I figured that was probably the easiest way to show you this process as well. So what I like to do next is go to timeanddate.com, and this is a great resource for figuring out which months of the year are going to be the same for different calendars. And I did go ahead and I've already pulled the dates for 2022, but maybe you're watching this and you are redating a planner from 2019 or from 2020 or from earlier than that. Then you can look up these dates on timeanddate.com and it will tell you, oh, this month in 2017 is going to be the same as this month in, in the future. So I already pulled some notes, and I will leave my notes of the months in the description box as well. But basically, for 2022, there's not going to be a matching month for February, March, or April when it comes to redating a 2021 planner. So I've kind of set those aside up here, and I will have to go through and do a little bit more redating on those just because there's not going to be a full match. So that's okay, because 3 months out of 12 to have to do heavier redating is a lot better than having to redate all 12 months. But for at least January and then May through December, you can see that it lines up with a already finished month for that year in 2021. So what I'm going to do with this list now in mind, I am going to take, starting with January, the top divider. And this is why I like to lay everything out so I know which is which and I can go in order by month. And I'm going to take May, and I'm going to put January onto May. And then I look at May, and May is going to go on August. And then August is going to go on March. And then I just put this aside again because I know March does not have a match. So then I look and see what I have next. So it's going to be September on April. I know April doesn't have a match, so I set April aside. Oh, you know what? I just realized that October and January are both matched to May. So October will also have to be one that I redate. So I'm going to set that aside. And then November is going to go on June. And June is going to go on September. Yep. And if you ever get confused, just make sure that you're looking to see which is which. So here is October, and I know July will be October, and December will be July. And then I'll have the 3 months that are going to have no matches. And those are going to be my October, April, and March, as well as February. So these 4 months. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the best order that I can. So it's pretty simple. You get to keep the dividers in order, which is my preference. So I would rather have to redate all of my monthlies than all of my weeklies. That's for sure. So these are now finished. And we're going to look now at the ones we have left. And what I've done is I'm going to put them this way. And I'm going to check them to see which ones might match starting dates. That's going to make this whole redating a lot easier. So I took some notes, and I know that February starts on a Tuesday and ends on a Monday. So none of these start on a Tuesday. That means I will have to do all of February. February is such a tricky one. You're almost always going to have to redate the whole thing. So just know that for February. And then we have March. And March starts on a Tuesday and ends on a Thursday. So it looks like I don't have any of these starting on a Tuesday, so that's going to be a full redate. And then April starts on a Friday and ends on a Saturday. So we actually do have one that starts on a Friday and ends on a Saturday, and it was January. So I'm going to go ahead and put April on this, because the only thing I have to do in order to get the dates to line up is going to be to white out this, because there's no April 31st, and to also find April 31st right here, and to get rid of that just for that week. So it's, again, minimal amount of work required to redate. So that's going to be April. Just going to go ahead and add this to the pile. And then I have October, and October is Saturday. So it starts on a Saturday, goes 31 days, and it ends on a Monday. So Saturday to Monday. And again, we don't really have anything that matches up. So I'm just going to go with number of days and keep February with February. And then March is going to have 31 days, and October has 31 days. So I would just need to add a 31 here for March and change these. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything again back in order. So by doing this, I'm able then to keep all of my dividers in order. But now, with the exception of February, March, and October, I have everything lined up, everything matches. And I have minimal changes for April, where I just have to get rid of the 31st day. So now that everything is in order, I can go about the task of going through and redating all the pages. And my recommendation is to have a couple tools at your disposal for this. The first one is going to be whiteout tape. And I think it's better to use the tape roller than actual whiteout, just because you get a straight line. It's much easier to use. So say for a month like February, where we know that we're going to basically have to redo all of these dates here, these the days of the week, and put in new ones, it's going to be a lot easier to just take the sheet for the month there and completely lock that out, so we can put stickers or write in what should be the correct dates. So this is very helpful. And then the next tool I like to use for this is actually the memory keeping sticker books. So the ones that are dates and holidays, these are specifically the ones I would use when you're doing redating. They usually have these type of stickers, and they've got number stickers to change dates, and then you also have holidays, so you can put the holidays in. They have some, again, in different sizes for redating different months. And you also have, in this particular one, these beautiful themed ones here. So redating for like December, you've got the holly wreath, you've got some fall colors for November, pumpkins for October, shamrocks for March, kind of Easter egg colors for April, all different kinds of numbers for redating months. This is really the best book for this, and it's going to make this whole process so much easier. So I'm going to go through and do January just to go through the process with you, and then we'll skip to a month where we're doing full redating to show you what that looks like. So here we are, we're starting with January. And the nice thing about keeping the dividers in place is I don't have to do anything on this page. What I'm going to do is print out a little calendar, and I'll show you in like the final reveal what that looks like, and just put it over these and this area. You could also, if you didn't care about the calendar at all, you could replace that with a decorative sticker, put washi over it, you know, whatever you want to do. I think that it's just easiest probably to print out a calendar or repurpose a calendar page from another happy planner. And then we don't have any changes to make on this page because these are exactly the same. So it looks like these 2 days were actually, it would be in the very end of your planner for December. So the weeks are actually going to start on Monday the 3rd. So just wanted to point that out. So if you're looking, you're like, oh, it doesn't start on Sunday. It's because weeks in the Happy Planner always start Monday and then go through a Sunday. So just know for your January, it's going to be slightly off because those last 2 days that are the start of the January are going to be on December of 2021. So it'll be in your old planner. So I'm going to go through, and since I don't have to change any of the days, I'm going to focus on changing the month. So I'm going to take my trusty little whiteout, and I'm going to go through and just white this out. And this is because I'm going to be using the clear stickers, and I just need it to have a white surface to go onto. And I think I'm also going to just take out this whole page because it's going to make my life easier. So we're going to take the January sticker. There we go. And the other factor we need to consider is this 2021 date. So I'm going to actually go ahead and white that out completely. And I'm going to use stickers. And I don't really mind that that's slightly askew. But the nice thing about the stickers is you can just move them around and replace them. So now this is totally accurate for the first week of January, for first full week of January in 2022. So I'm going to put these together and we're going to move to the next week. And it's really going to be just the same process. We're going to use our whiteout tape. And just to note, on this actual sticker sheet, there are 4 of every month. So that means 4 weeks for each month. So you should have enough to do all the weeks of the month with this sticker book. And I got this sticker book in the semi-annual sale that Happy Planner had, and it was only $8. So I was super happy with that. You can also find kind of older editions of this that have the same kind of stickers on them. And it's pretty easy to just use those, even if the year or other information that's in the book has older dates in it. So I have an older dates and holidays book, and I've used it for redating or making my own calendar pages before in the past. So if you see these on clearance, I think scoop them up, and they come in handy. And there we go. You could even put in the day stickers here by just going through and whiting out the calendar and then like writing in the dates yourself. So just know that that's an option too. You don't necessarily have to print anything out or use stickers. I will be printing out a calendar or more likely using a 2022 calendar from one of my Happy Planners that I'm not necessarily going to be using that page because I'm Franken planning. So I'll probably repurpose that here. But that's another option for just replacing the calendar for the monthly. And if you have like a larger monthly, then you're going to want to replace the dates with the date stickers that are in there. And that's the easiest way to do that. Since the Skinny Mini already has, you know, most like teeny tiny of all the planners, I think it's easy just to paste down the calendar. But with larger planners, you could probably go through and just do each of the dates for the month. So that way you get to use the same dividers, you get to keep the dividers in order, but now all the weekly pages are correct. So that is the month of January, and I'm just going to repeat that process for all the months that had corresponding weeks already. So now I am finished redating all of my pages for the months that have matches. I did eventually run out of stickers, so I just wrote that in with pen. But if you have stickers or you want to pull from different books to do stickers all the way through or print your own labels to make it consistent, you totally can. I don't do as much decorative in a skinny mini as I do in like a skinny classic or a mini planner, so I don't really mind if it's handwritten. But I've gone all the way through, so we have all of these months done now. So now I want to show you how I redate a month that has to be totally redone. And I'm going to go ahead and use February for this example because it has the fewest days. So we are going to first go through and white out the month. So we went ahead and did that. And I am going to go ahead with my pen and do this, but if you want to find like small letter stickers, you can absolutely do that. I just think it'll be faster to do it with my pen, and I am using the one that is 0.7 thickness. So February is going to start on a Tuesday now and end on a Thursday. So we're going to start, and I'm going to do T for Tuesday, Wednesday, and I always do R for Thursday, Friday, so now these are all correct. And again, if you have a regular monthly layout, what you're probably going to need to do is instead of doing the days, you're actually just going to redate the actual numbers. So white out the numbers and then use a sticker like one of these to go through the month and do the dates. That's what I would do with a larger planner that has like a full monthly calendar. So we've gone ahead and done that. And the nice thing is we don't actually have to, for February, because I was able to keep it on there, go through and do that. But as you can see for March and October here, I did use other months. So I have November for March, and I used December for October. So I will have to go through and change the months on each weekly page for those. But for February, I do not have to do that since it already is where it needs to be. So I'm going to go through real fast and just white out this 2021. I think what I will have to do is white out all the days of the week. If you have a sticker that's not clear, that can go right on and cover it, then you don't have to white out. But since I'm going to be using clear stickers, I'm going to go ahead and white out. And I should mention that another alternative to whiteout for these kind of pages, if you don't want to use whiteout, is to get plain sticker paper, just like white sticker paper, and then you can cut it into strips to cover up the areas that you would be whiting out. So that is an option as well if you don't have whiteout or you just don't like the look of the whiteout on the page. So there I have my first week in February done. And now I'm just gonna go through and finish up the month. So February being February, always is going to have different dates than other months, as I mentioned before. So we know that March is going to start on a Tuesday, which means that this Monday is actually going to be February 28th. So just because it's a little bit different, I'm going to go ahead and white this out so I have continuous dates and I don't lose track of that 28 as opposed to like a 30 or 31. We do need to cover up the year and the month there. So Monday is going to be the 28th for February, last day of February. I don't know why these stickers keep on ripping, but if you have tweezers or any other tool for like moving small stickers, I highly recommend that you get that out for this. It's going to make it so much easier. So there is March. And then if we look at April, we'll see the 29th through the 31st is there. So now the only month that I still have to do a full redating on will be October. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. And then we'll move on to talking about recurring dates versus holidays that have varying days for each year that you may need to change. So stay tuned for that. So I went ahead and put this back on the rings that I'm using, and as you can see, we now have a fully dated / redated planner for 2022, and it is all ready to go. I will note that October is going to have 1 week in it that overlaps with November. So this week in October is going to be the same as this week in November. So similar to when you have that first week overlap, just kind of pick which one you want. I'm probably just going to copy whatever was in that week over to this week so I have a continuous planner, but it is pretty simple and we made very minimal changes. Now that we are fully done with the individual dates being redated, I did want to point out something that should be helpful to you, which is movable versus fixed holidays. So I have a list here, and I will also include this in the description. I just have this in front of me to make it easier. So every year, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Independence Day in the US, Veterans Day in the US, Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day, St. Patrick's Day, and Patriot Day in the US are always on the same day each year. So you don't have to go through and add or change those dates. However, there are movable dates that happen each year. So we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is the third Monday in January, President's Day, which is the third Monday in February, Memorial Day, the last Monday in May, Labor Day, the first Monday in September, Indigenous Peoples Day. There are places that still call that Columbus Day. They haven't really caught up, I guess. And that's the second Monday in October. And then Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday in November for the US. Father's Day is the third Sunday in June. Mother's Day, the second Sunday in May. Grandparents' Day, the first Sunday after Labor Day. And Easter is always the first Sunday after the full moon for the spring equinox. So I always have to look up when Easter is every single year. It is just probably the most confusing of those. I'm including holidays that I practice, just disclaimer. So if you are coming from a different faith tradition or you have other holy days that you recognize, just know you may have to, depending on whether those are fixed every year or movable, look those up for whatever year you're redating. So I did go ahead to make it easy for me, and I wrote down, after looking those up, the dates for 2022. And it looks like we have just Martin Luther King Day, which is fine. I'm just gonna wipe that out. And then put 17. Strike that. Put the 21st. I'm just going to take a mild liner to highlight the ones that I have done. So we've got MLK Day, President's Day. I'm looking to see if there are any more in February, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So we're going to go to March. So March we've got St. Patrick's Day. And it looks like they have Passover in here as well. So I am not quite sure what these dates are. So I am going to check that because that was one I didn't look up. And I'm just going to do that. So I need to look up when daylight savings time is going to begin for 2022. I'm going to do that and come right back. All right, I am back, and I had the dates now for daylight savings time. That was the one movable date that I forgot, and it's going to start in 2022 on the 13th of March and end on November 6th. So I have that now in here and written down. So we're going to move on to April. And it looks like April 17th is going to be Easter. April 17th. We're going to have Memorial Day on the 30th here in the US. And Mother's Day on the 8th. And then I am writing these in, but if you want to, you could also use stickers to do that. It's really up to you. I don't mind, again, it being that way. But stickers are always an option. Father's Day is going to be the 19th. We don't have any change for July. We don't have any change for August. then we have here. So I am actually going to, because I have no idea if Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are going to be on those days, I'm going to go ahead and just white those out. And then Labor Day is going to be the 5th next year. And Grandparents' Day is also going to be September 11th. And in October, and they have it listed as Columbus Day, so I'm going to white that out because I never call it that. He was not a very nice person at all, and so I prefer to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day as opposed to Columbus Day. We are almost done. So now we have in November, I'm going to go ahead and cross off Hanukkah starts because I have no idea what that is going to be for 2022. We have Daylight Savings Time ends, Veterans Day, which is always the same, and then we have Thanksgiving. So we know Thanksgiving is going to be the 24th. And Daylight Savings is going to end on the 6th. And I am all through my dates. So now I have everything done, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the little calendar pages because that is really the last step for fully redating this, and I will show you the finished product. So here you can see the finished product. I actually took these calendar pages for 2022 from the 2022 calendar page that's in the front of one of my classic happy planners. I think it's from the Good Habits one because I wasn't using that page. So I was able to recycle it and turn it into the calendar pages here. And I just used some washi to cover up the extra date at the top in a coordinating color for this planner. So I've gone through and done that for the whole year. So this is the way I like to do redating, and you of course could just take a whole planner and redate it from start to finish without switching anything up. I do like to do it this way just to keep the editing down to a minimum. So I will have another planner to redate. I will have my Savvy Saver one to redate next, so I'll follow the same process for that one as I did this one, just so I have all of my dates together. But I did that in one day. Only took me a couple hours, and I'm really happy with the product I got. I think it really meshes well with the Wildflower planner, and this is the front cover of that one, by the way. I just like these better, so I made this the cover. So that is my how to redate tutorial, and please give this video a like and comment if this was helpful to you for redating your planner. If you have any questions about the process or things like that, also let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.